right. We are live. We are live. What is happening? My name is Jonathan Dunkerley. You can call me Dunk. And today we're again going to be talking about ways to make passive income with DeFi. And I'm going to go through a list of several different ways. So if you're just meeting me for the first time, if you wouldn't mind just making sure that you smash the like button on this video, hitting subscribe, and ringing the bell. It does really help tell the algorithm to share these videos out with more people. And before we get too deep into it, I always just like to double check and make sure. For some reason, sometimes audio does not like to come through, but I like to just double check, make sure. Good, we are double checked. Good. Okay, so let's dive in to everything again. And if you do like these strategies, just go to DeFiEarner.com. It's up on the screen right now. That's where I actually will share out all the different strategies, as well as keeping you up to date on all these lives and updated videos and tutorials on ways that you can make passive income with DeFi, because I'm all about not trading my time for money. I do not like it. Do not like it. Okay. All right. So let's see. Okay. There we go. All right. So let's just look at this real quick. Just want to take a look at the charts. There was a huge dip in Solana the other day. A huge dip. Look at that. Like enough to make me sweat. I actually got caught up in a little perp, and I rode like I didn't. That's one of the downsides to perps, at least on Jupiter, is that you can't place a stop loss until the position's open. So if you put a limit order, unfortunately, I had a limit order. I put my limit order in, and it just crashed right afterwards. And I had a strategy to make sure I didn't get liquidated, but and I was watching the charts and making sure that. But I rode that all the way down and all the way back up, which is unfortunate because I would have rather just ridden it up or shorted it all the way down and then longed it all the way back up. So, it made me a little nervous for a few minutes, I'll be perfectly honest. But now we're sitting, around 193.50, which it got down to like 177 the other day, which is a huge dip. And there was a lot of them that did that, but it was Solana was the one that I was shorting, or that I was longing. And we also have with Bitcoin, it had a big dip as well, but it wasn't as much as this one was. But look at that, it corrected all the way down. It's big, huge dips. And then you see Ethereum, it operates on a very similar pattern. See, they all have a very similar pattern. See, there's a dip. Big dips happen around the same time. It dipped just a little bit worse on Solana than it did on the other ones, but I still exited with profit, just I still exited with profit. Oh, I just realized I didn't hit this button. Gotta make sure that for all my fam over on Instagram, I gotta make sure I'm sharing that out. I wish there was a way to make that go automatically, but you can't, unfortunately. So again, all right, so let's dive into the different ways that I am going to chat about today on how to make passive income with DeFi. Now, you could go and there's a lot of different ways, and some of them are a little, everybody talks about making like the big win, which is great. It's good to have, but what are you going to do with the money with the big win? There was this one, I forget what was it? I forget I don't remember the name of the person that was saying it, but they were talking about the difference of when you have a lot of money versus a little money. When you have a little bit of money, you're looking for like this huge win, right? You're looking for like the sky shot. You're like the 100x that's going to pay for your your month's expenses or whatever, or more, or your year's expenses. I don't know, but you're looking for the big win. But when you have a lot of money and you're actually wealthy, there's a difference between being rich and wealthy. Just a reminder, I am not a financial advisor, so make sure you are always doing your own research on these things. But let me just tell you, you could be rich. Say you win the lottery. That doesn't make you wealthy. That makes you rich. And you could lose all that money and actually have no way to recoup it. So what I like is these strategies where I'm able to take money. I learn how to do trades. I do things like perps. I'll use different flipping NFTs, different strategies to actually stack up my Solana or my Bitcoin or my Ethereum or whatever coin I'm stacking, and then I'm able to take that and compound it by actually putting it and having it work when I'm not actually doing anything. So I take some of it, I do something, you can call it a little bit more risky, but I use educate I try to educate myself on why and learn why I might win a particular opportunity, and then I don't take all of that and like put it into the next gambly thing. Is I take a little percentage of that and I grow my trading bag, but then I take part of it and I take part of it and I pay my expenses, but then I take part of it and I put it into compound it into, you might call like lower interest, but stable and secure types of things. So if you have $100 and you're making 10% a year, for instance, you're making $10. If you have $1,000 and you're making 10% a year, you're making $100. If you have $100,000, dollars, and you're making 10% a year, now you're making $10,000. If you have $1 million and you're making 10% a year, now you're making $100,000 a year. And most people in they could make do with 100,000 right now in a year. And if that's the case, like the way I look at it is, if you're making 10% a year and you make 100,000, you take half of that, and then you would get to that point where you're making you're compounding some of it, and then that continues to grow. But my point is that now you have a low risk area over here that's earning you every single day, compounding your assets, growing your assets while they're working for you with very minimal risk. And then you take that and you go and you actually go and do the things that are a little bit more degen-y to, if you want to make some big wins. And if that happens, hey, all those bags grow faster. But if you have these conservative methods that just to earn passively over time, then you're going to be able to take that and you're going to be able to actually just have those grow for you all the time. So let me just show you a couple of the ways that I do it. I'm just going to walk you through. I have a couple of them. These are not the only ways, but these are a couple of them. So let me just do that. So here we go. So let me go through this list real quick. So the first one, so I did a video already. It's coming out tomorrow, but I wanted to run through these with you guys live if you have any questions. But I do have an edited video that goes through these as well. And there's, after in hindsight, I'm like, there's at least 2 more that I should have added. But you know what? That's a video for another day. So I just went over the 7 best DeFi passive income streams, and I use every single one that is on this list. So if you ever have any questions, you just ask me in the comments or hit me up in hit me up online. It's easier for you to get my attention in public or on these lives. These lives are really the best way to get my attention, in all honesty, because I am so bad at checking DMs. I'm so bad at it. Cool. All right, so let's go right into the first one, which let me just grab this. Need to unlock my wallet. 1 second. There's no such thing as too much security. It doesn't exist. Not in Web3. Okay, I just want to unlock these. Okay, that's all unlocked. Okay, dope. All right, so you can see everything. Perfect. Okay, so now the first one that I want to go over today is one that I think it's a little unassuming, and it is addicted.fun, which is just a play to earn game. And it's not really addicted.fun. This is just one example that I'm talking about. I'm talking about, so you actually need a referral code in order to play the game. But there's what I wanted to really get in. There you go. Okay, so I log in. So the first one is right here, play to earn games, not just addicted.fun. It's play to earn games. So we have play to earn games. And this particular one, it's you have basically a weed farm. I compare it to something like Farmville would be a good example of what this is like. If you've ever played Farmville, I remember when that was the big thing over on Facebook. We all just wasted so much time playing Farmville. At least I did. If you didn't, then you're stronger than me. You have more willpower. I just had to hard like stop cold turkey it, not go and do any more Farmville. So, but now here we are. Instead of harvesting, you know, grain, I'm harvesting grass. I don't know. It's like, but these games, again, they're not like like I'd say the ones that you need to find. This one may be too late, in all honesty, unless this is going to take you a minute to actually get your initial capital back. And maybe there's a strategy, but the way that I'm playing it is very passively. Remember, I'm not actively doing something that's going to make it. So what this does is you have a buy-in, and that's a little bit of the Ponzi-nomics. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research on these. There's other ones. I'm just using this as an example. There's plenty of other play-to-earn games that you can jump into, but I would try and get in as early as possible, and you get your initial capital back out. And there's a reason why. Now, I've recommended, like, referred this to a couple people. Like you see, I have a couple, not very much. I mean, like this equates to, a couple dollars. So don't think that I'm like making a bunch of money off of any kind of invites. But if you do decide, it's addicted.fun, and NXN22222 is my code. My invite code, if you wanted to join through my link, maybe I'll make a couple dollar, maybe I'll make $1 off of you playing the game. Who knows? So again, it's not about the invite. You just need that in order to play. But the way that it works is, see, now it's kind of stacking a little bit of this token every single day. This is actually 2 days worth, stacked 6.76. So now I've already gotten my initial capital out. So let's say I said that was like 2, so maybe say 3 in a day. Cool. Not 30. Like maybe you're making 3 in a day. Cool, you're making 25 cents a day. And the reason why I point this out is call it passive, is because now you have a faucet that's basically filling up your whatever you want to call it, your coins. It's a faucet that's filling it up. Like I have, these are all ones that I've just claimed. Here, let me actually connect this wallet. And you can see, I have this in here, and I could claim a little bit more that's in there. But look, I got $8. It stacks up, and I didn't buy any of this. But I've gotten my money back out of this system, and it's still, dripping some in. Yeah, I did get, 91 of them, so we could see what 91 right now would be. So I got $7.45. That's okay. Awesome. Oh no, yeah. So I got a few extra for referring people, which is great. I'm glad, but that's not what I'm talking about. You could just subtract that from it, because that's not the main amount. But now I have basically 25 cents dripping into my wallet every single day, 25 cents. And what I could do is I could either use it to upgrade this game, and I could like buy. See, I could buy more packs. So maybe I've stacked up a bunch and I want to buy an additional booster pack. And I want, I have 97 in there. I need 300. Or maybe I want to upgrade the farm, and I do it right here. And I could have more plants growing for me, which means that I'd have more tokens that are coming in every single day. So these are play to earn games. And again, I wouldn't look at this as like, one game is going to give you replace your income. I say that one game is going to give you a little bit of passive income, and you get your money. The key is you want to get your money back out. And then after that, everything after that is just, you have a faucet that's giving you free coins. You could choose what you want to do with. You could play the game. So if you're into the game, go play the game. If you aren't into the game and you're just looking at it as a way to like farm, because I guess you're farming, you could just farm the token, go over here and sell it. Whatever you choose to do. And now, hey, look, oh, cool, I got an extra, extra couple dollars of Solana this week. What can I go do with it? I can do a whole bunch of stuff. And that actually brings us to the next thing that you could do. And I'm going to scroll here, and that's like liquidity pools. Liquidity pools are the backbone of DeFi. So we have liquidity pools. And there's a lot of different options, but if you're on Solana, my two favorite ones are really Raydium or Meteora. So you can go here like boom, 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 boom. Like you could see there's different pools. Solana USDC. This pool has Look, this pool has produced $37,000 worth of fees fees in the last 24 hours. So you can get an idea of like how much you could potentially make from this pool. And there's concentrated, there's standard, and you could take the free money you got from here, sell it here, and then go and put it into a pool here. That's literally what, like, the trickle down effect. So you're getting free money from something like Addicted.fun or whatever the play to earn game is. Again, if you need to, here's the code if you'd like to join. NXN 222222. That's 5 2s. But there we go. But you can go and take that money. So say you get $10 in a week, whatever your amount you're getting, then you can take 5, put 5 into USDC, 5 into Solana, put in this pool, and as people trade back and forth between Solana and USDC, you're going to be getting a little bit of a transaction fee. So it's really that cool. Like here's even one that I got a little bit for free just the other day because I'm active on Jupiter. So Meteora dropped their token, and let me just connect it. And you can see they actually even gave allocation because I was active using the ecosystem. That's another thing. You never know when somebody's going to give you an airdrop or something for free because you utilize the system. Like, so what it did is it actually created here. I see it's already earned me $2.64 since it launched the other day in trading fees. It's been fluctuating. Right now it's not trading as much in this pool because 0.33% in the last 24 hours. But as long as it stays in this range right here of 50 cents to $7.50, I'm going to be able to just keep on earning some passive income. And then I can claim this and either put it back into this pool and earn a little bit more, a little bit higher yield than I would have otherwise. Let's see, and I actually plus $3. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. Or I can, or I could take it and I can put it into something else, whatever that ends up being. Heck, I mean, you can go and do anything with it, put it into another coin or whatever. But there's definitely ways that you could earn very passively. But again, there is impermanent loss, so just be aware of that. So say in this example, we have Solana and USDC. If this one completely shifted in one direction and you were too narrow in your pool, then you could potentially end up with all USDC or all Solana, depending on the direction, but you'd earn fees until you hit the edge of that. But point is that if it liquidates, then you have the chance of it liquidating the whole amount into one side, and that is impermanent loss. But hey, the second that it starts going in the other direction and you get back in range, you'll start selling back into the other token, and as one token goes further, that's basically the risk. But if something like, for instance, hey, if I end up with dollars, I may lose some profit that I potentially could have, but if you're patient, it may actually switch back. So just keep that in mind. So, okay. Now, next up. Let's see. Okay. And let me know if you have any questions. I'm just going through these one at a time. I have 7 of them I'm going to go through. All right. So next we have Solana loans with NFT collateral. And this is one that I've been using quite a bit. And actually, let me make sure that I'm actually in the, yep. So I have, sure it's in the right wallet. Connect this. All right, so we are connected. So now, the platform that I am using for this is called Sharky.fi. It's at Sharky.fi, and so we could lend or we could borrow on this platform. They actually are just adding in a token section. I haven't really dove too deep into this, but this is actually something, a whole other level of being able to lend stuff out for interest, because you're going to be able to get an interest on tokens as well. They only have a couple in here that people are actually already lending out on. We have the Apple stock, for, and then we have JLP. I always say JPL, JLP, Solana, and then Go. people could pull liquidity if they have these. So see available liquidity, I believe it's in USDC, right? Yep. So people could borrow the USDC in exchange for collateralizing these tokens. And if you don't pay it back, then you don't get your collateral back, and usually the collateral is worth more than what you're borrowing. So again, I'm not getting into the tokens in this particular one, because that's actually for another another platform, another number on my list. And again, just remember, if you do get value, make sure that you are liking, subscribing, ringing the bell. Oh, and before I go on too much, if you like these types of things, want to get my 7 simple steps to turn crypto into daily passive income, go and check out my the page at DeFiEarner.com. It's there you go. So I have lent out 4.29 Solana. So I've lent out 4.29 Solana, and where's that? 4.29 Solana, and I am allowing them to use Draft Tower NFTs as collateral. Now, if by chance, so if you want to like lend out, you would just come here and you'd say like whatever the NFT. I'm just using Draft Tower. If you find another one that you want, power to you. Good for you. So now I've lent it out for higher, and now the other offers are all swept up. See, people swept up all the more expensive offers, and now there's only 0.81 as the top offer. How much do I have in this wallet actually? Do I have? I don't know how much I have in there, but a wrap sold 21 bucks. No, that's not enough. Okay, so but people could hit lend, and say I wanted to lend out 1 Solana, I would actually earn after 7 days 0.019 Solana as interest, which is about just roughly about 0.5% a day is what it equates to. That's about 180% a year, which, you know, that's just shy of actually, you know, 0.5% a year, a day. So if you want to do that, you would just add it in here. You could do multiples, 3 offers, 9 offers. If you just want to do it for one price, maybe 1 sol, and then the next one is 0.9. However you want to do it, you could do it there. But you can see I have my offers here, and it's going to show the 3 different ones, and I have the 3 here. I'm lending them out each for 1.43, and each one is going to get me 0.028 Solana. And that is, so if I click this, you see I'm going to get a particular NFT. I would get, it tells me, does it tell me which draft it is? Maybe it's only showing me on mobile, I guess. But I will get a Draft Tower NFT. So if I want to make sure that I'm not going to lose money in this deal, right? So when this is all said and done, what's 1.28? So 0.028 times 3, so that's 0.84. So if we come here, 0.084, that's going to give me about $16 after a week for lending out that Solana, which, cool. I just earned $16 passive income, and I can go do, again, I can go put in whatever. I can go put it into a liquidity pool. I can now offer, you know, put it towards offering another asset or another loan on Sharky, or whatever I want. So I have a whole bunch of different options there on what I could do with that liquidity. But if, say, for instance, they don't, they go and they take their total interest, no, plus, say they take this and then they borrow the money, and they go and put it into something and it doesn't work out. You know, I'm just giving a random example. I'm not, again, not financial advice. Say it doesn't work out and they lose the money and there's nothing they can do. But what they did is they gave me this NFT. Now, again, I gave 1.43. Now, well, this actually went down a little bit. Somebody took an offer. Darn you. They lowered that. But now, I can go to here's the offers, 1.489, which is actually above. I could hit the sell now button, and I would actually be able to get my NFT back. Or I'd be able to take the NFT and get my Solana back, plus a little bit of interest. And if I was patient, for instance, this one, 1.9. So now I could sell it for almost, you know, like a half a Solana more than I paid for this particular NFT, which is really cool. Now I could sell it for half a Solana more if I was patient. But if I want to take instant sell, I just hit the button. And right now it's just a little bit above it. I wouldn't make too much because somebody took their offer away. But now I'm going to be able to take that and either list it on the floor or list it somewhere here, or just take an instant sell, and I would get my Solana back right away, which then I can go back over here and start a new offer. But hopefully what will happen is they'll just give me back my NFT, or give me back my Solana, and I don't have to deal with it, and then I just make another listing, come back over here, and just list the Solana again, and I continue to get my interest. It's as simple as that. Yeah, I like Sharky. It's very clean. They have a reward system. I started a new wallet for this one, but you see that they actually have a way that they get their fishy token, which is another token that you could earn just by using their platform. That's another method of passive income. You could just earn passive income by just using this platform. All right, now, okay, so again, this is a way for you to actually, also you potentially get an NFT for cheap if this is, you know, much cheaper than the floor. All right, so now we have flipping NFTs. Now, this one is a little less passive, but I was just kind of explaining that right here where you could place offers, and this is really the way that I would do it. So whenever you see it say sell, that means somebody took an offer, and whenever you say buy, it means somebody went over here and they bought one of these. Now, offers, sometimes they're random. You could just hit the, you know, you're going to take an offer and you might receive a random NFT. You don't know which one you're going to get. But here's a good example right here, actually. Somebody took an offer for 0.665, and then the very same day, they sold that NFT for 0.799. Being they had an offer here, and somebody decided, you know what, I need the liquidity right now. They could have taken a loan if they wanted to, but they wanted to have the whole amount, and they just chose to sell. And they took that and they sold it here. And then somebody else, the buyer, see, this buyer took it and listed it, you know, for just like 0.15 higher. And then they took that money in the middle. And that's the passive income. And then what they could do is they could take that, you know, that amount when that sells and then put another offer in. And then that's the passive part of it. You're not actively doing anything. There's also Tensor. This is another platform that is kind of like the eBay of digital assets and NFTs. So Tensor is a good one. I like Tensor. But Magic Eden is kind of a little bit cleaner. More people are on here. There's more gamification on Magic Eden. So yeah, I would check that one out too. But again, I mean, like, I can't explain it any simpler than that. You buy cheap, sell low, and you wait. But I would use it on something. You want to see something that has trading volume. You want to see people that are actually selling them. And you also want to see people that are buying them. So the sells are opportunities for you to get them cheaper. And then the buys are opportunities for you to sell them and earn money in the middle. So it's not, again, we always use the word passive income, but there's nothing truly 100% passive. There's little tasks that you can do that earn you money all the time. Like, so I've done this, and I've made thousands and thousands of dollars doing this. Again, not financial advice. I'm just showing you simple strategy. Buy low. Easiest way to get them cheap is to put in offers. and then sell high. And so basically you buy and you buy the sells and then you sell the buys. Maybe the best way to put it. And that is how you that's literally how you flip it. But get a cheap one over there. Lots of different options. So okay, flipping NFTs. Now number 5, and this is like kind of like the the easiest one. This is the easiest one, and that is actually just lending out your Solana or any kind of asset. So I use this example. So here, so we're back over on Jupiter's one that I use a lot for this particular one. But so we have like Jupiter Lend, and there's a couple parts to Jupiter Lend, and I'm going to show you a couple other alternatives as well, which again, we mentioned that Sharky's adding it too, right here. Same concept. I just haven't really dabbled with this one yet. I'll talk more about it once I do. But here's an example right here. So USDC, that's dollars basically. You could earn right now 7.8%. It's a variable APY, which means that sometimes it goes up, sometimes it might go down. Just for putting your USDC in this contract, giving people the opportunity to go borrow it. Now, if I wanted right now, I can just hit the right there, pull the money right out. It's done. I could put it into my bank account. I could even send it. I'm going to talk about this one in a second, but I could send it to my KAST Card, which is basically KAST Card is a bank account, like a USDC debit card that you can use with Visa. Basically treats it like a bank account, but I'm going to get into that one in a second. But I just wanted to show you, you could take that cash, put it in there. It could be with Solana, but right now Solana is earning less than USDC, but you could just put your USDC in there instead of it being in your bank account. And then when you need to spend money, you could send it to your KAST Card. Simple as that. Also USDT if you're using that. Euro if you have euros. USDG, USDS. These are different stable coins as well as Solana. And then they also have like Borrow, which this is not as much of just passive income here, but say you want to earn passive income interest on your Solana, you could put it right here into this contract and you'd be earning 6.8% on your Solana, and you would actually be able to borrow USDC for only 6%. Technically, you'd still be earning 0.8% of passive income on your Solana. And you can go down. There's a much longer list of different pairs here. You can see if you ever like wrap Bitcoin, you can get a stable coin for your Bitcoin. Same with euros. All sorts of different ones. There's Bitcoin to USDC. Bitcoin one's not actually going to get you any interest. So that might not be the passive income way, but you could use that. So again, what I'm really pushing for right here is for you to understand the Earn tab, where you could be earning this passive income on your coins. And then you can, so you're not actually going to work for them. You're making your money work for you by lending it out. And then there's also this multiply tab. I'm not going to get deep into this one right now, but it kind of like, once it gets back into USDC, it can convert it back into Solana, which then gets into a route. But if it gets too tight, you might get liquidated and lose all your money. So just know that with loans, leverage, it's a dangerous thing, but a great thing all at the same time. There's other platforms that do the same thing, like Save.finance is one that I like. Look right here. it's actually giving you a higher interest rate right now for USDC. So maybe consider lending out there instead. But but Jupiter is giving a better interest rate for Solana. So it's good to look at a couple of these, like Camino is one, but it's not available in the United States. If you if you're in one of the countries that it's used in, then maybe you want to use that, like PayPal USD right there, and you'd be earning 10.51. Maybe swap into that and earn it on that, or Cash Earn right there, 13.55. These are all interest rates just by lending it out. And of course, same thing, borrow, multiply, same sort of thing. You can provide liquidity for people, all sorts of ways that you could do it, but just in this case, the lend. But again, this is Camino, not available in every country. Cool. So now let's go on to number 7, which is, again, I was just talking about this, crypto Visa cards. You get interest and rewards. And the one I was going to talk about is KAST Card. I'm really bullish on KAST. I like it. I use it all the time. I pay bills with it. And I never have to transfer back to my bank account. Now, right now, the way that I kind of structure it, just so you know, is I keep money in like I keep USDC growing in accounts like this, where I have just it growing. And then when I say I need to spend some money, I'll go like, okay, I'll take this out, withdraw, and then I'll take that, I'll send it over to my KAST wallet. But pretty soon, what they're going to be adding, and by the way, if you want to do this, DeFi, mydeficard.com, it is up on the screen right now. If you would like to get your own KAST card, mydeficard.com. I love KAST Card. It works so good. It's like I've used other ones, the Coinbase one. I've tried the Gemini one. They're not as good. This one is the best one so far. Again, not financial advice, but for me, it's been the best. I'm in the United States, and there's no actual transaction fee. Ooh, excuse me. But I know that in some other countries they have it. They have a fee. So just be aware of that. Now, this is the thing that actually, so right at this moment, you could spend, which is great, pay with stable coins at 150 million plus stores and ATMs worldwide, which I've tested it. It works. It's not lying. It works. I've used it in other countries. There is a fee when I was traveling, but nothing when I was in the United States. Send and receive. There is a small withdrawal fee that they charge if you're taking stuff out of their wallet. It's like 25 cents worth. I think it was like 25 cents. I don't quote me on that one, but just treat it. You put it in there, and then I just treat it like a prepaid. I like when I deposit, I treat it like a prepaid gift card or debit card that I just like, or anything like that. I just basically put it in there and it's that. But now they have this one that's coming up soon. And this is what excites me too. So I actually, there's also points. I haven't even gotten into that in a second, but they're about to offer instant interest on anything that's sitting in that wallet. And the reason why that excites me is because now you're going to be able to get interest on basically your bank account, and treat this more like a bank account than just like a prepaid Visa card. And what that's going to mean is, like, most people that have bank accounts, they're not getting 4.5% yield on their return. Or they're not getting 4.5% yield on their money that's sitting in the bank accounts, unless they have a high interest one. I have a high interest one through a credit union, and I think it was like 3.9%. It was lower than this, but it took me, I had to jump through hoops to qualify for it. But now I can just put it in here, and what they're going to be, don't quote me on this as well, but what I believe is happening is when you deposit it, they're going to lend it out in the same fashion as this, earn interest. So yes, maybe they're earning, like a higher interest rate than this 4.5, but they, it could sit in there and it's still earning interest. So now I could treat it like a high yield checking account that I put my money in there. And, if I have bills, I have my phone bill, I have, insurance and all those things that I have to pay every single month. I have it charged to this, and now I'm earning higher interest than if that money's just sitting in my bank account. So yes, I'm really excited about that. So I would look at these again, mydeficard.com, and where's the there was a one, where is it? It's not up here. There's a really good rewards program as well right here. See, where is it? So basically, every time that you spend, you're earning rewards, which are going to go into an airdrop where you're going to be able to. I don't know. Should have information about that on their site. Where'd it go? Product programs, airdrops. There you go. So they have an airdrop coming up. So the more that you spend, you're going to be able to actually get a percentage of that. So they, like any other credit card, it's basically a rewards program for your credit card. Think of it that way. So that I could say the amount that I've spent, the cash back has been better than I've gotten from any credit card in the form of the points. It shows the current value in the app, and then you also, and if you want, you could always, they have an affiliate program, you could recommend it. That's what my in the app, there's also a refer code. If you ever want to do that, that's what I'm saying. MyDeFiCard.com goes to my refer code. I appreciate it if you go through my link if you don't already have it, but it's free. I love it. It makes it so I could spend my cash or my stable coins with Visa anywhere, like anywhere, literally anywhere. I've been had it declined anywhere for any reason, in any country that I've been in. And I travel. I'm a world traveler, so I travel a lot, and I haven't had it go bad on me at all. So, just another layer of passive income. But the one that really does excite me again about this is that they're adding in this grow feature. This is going to be really big because now we have basically a bank account. I don't have to think, oh, where am I going to keep my money? Am I going to keep it in here? Yeah, you might be, but now I could have a bank account that's earning me interest, and it has enough. I don't have to think, oh, that bill's about to get charged. I got to transfer it over. So until the interest rate, I'm already earning interest over there. So again, yes, KAST. Now, the last one right here. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice from talking too much. The last one is a brand new tool, and there is a lot of crypto trading AI agents that are coming out, and Stacker Agent is a new one that is in an early kind of a private beta feature right now. So just know that it is just coming out. Again, not financial advice. Just make sure that you test it yourself. But we have Stacker Agent, and let me just show you it real quick. Switch to a different wallet. 1 second. Throat's dying on me right now. Okay, so this is, you go to Gary.club, which takes you here. It's gonna be you just go to the main site. Just go here. It's going to give you a simple swap. You could use this if you like, but we're going to come up here where it says Stacker Agent, and you're going to need to connect your wallet. Now, what will give you access is you need to have one of these Draft Tower NFTs, any of them, doesn't matter which one. Just grab one, grab the cheapest one, doesn't really matter. And then you need to have, where is it? 1,000 Gary coin. So if you're going to buy 1,000 of them right now, in Solana, that would be 0.63 Solana. If you're doing that in dollars right now, 1,000 is 122.43. So it all said and done, it's going to cost, like in Solana, it's going to cost you like 2.5 Solana ish in order to get a key to this tool right now. And you know, if the price goes up for the assets, then maybe you're going to be able to actually if you get like two sets of keys, for instance, and the price goes up, maybe you sell it and you get it for free because you bought two, and that's kind of part of trading too. But all right, let's go in here, and I'm just going to show you real quick exactly what you could do with this. So I'm going to connect my Phantom wallet. It's going to get you a pop-up, and you are going to hit confirm. There we go. So now it's going to give you a page like this, and you're going to be able to you're going to be able to create these agents here, and there's a couple different ones. Let me just show you for 1 second. You could, this is a deposit. If you want to send it, yeah, if anybody wants to send any to that wallet address, feel free. Then you could also withdraw. If you want to get your private key, I'm not going to click it right now, but you get your private key for your wallet, and people can import it into like a phantom wallet browser, you know, so you could interact with other things. But it's basically creating a custodial wallet so it could do trades for you. So it needs to do that. But then you could buy SOL directly here, and then when it comes, remember we were talking about KAST. They're gonna have a feature that when you get profits, a percentage of it gets deposited into your KAST wallet. You're earning that 4.5% on what's deposited, and you just basically are making some passive. You're stacking up your bank account basically, for you to spend things and spend, you know. But right now, you click new agent. There's 6 here. One's grayed out, perps. But the only one that is actually active right now is Mass Extract, which is a very degen strategy. So know that. And then there's also Block Zero, which is only 50 of them that are going to have access to that. You have to have a different asset for that. But these 5 right here are going to be with what I told you, the draft and the 1,000 Gary. Then there's also a scalp trader, a swing trader, locked in, which would be like, say you wanted to, I mean, heck, say you wanted to trade the volume of Gary. It would buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, that kind of thing. So basically like a scalping one coin. But yeah, so where'd the tab go? There it is. And then also there's gonna be a perp trader, which is gonna be great. But let's take a look at the Max Extract setup real quick. It's a pretty simple setup. You decide what position size you want. Maybe you want each one to be 0.25 Solana. You look at, then you look at the range for the market cap that you're interested in. So maybe anything from 150,000 to 250,000 is what. Then you say how old, anything from 0 to 24. Maybe you want it to be all day, 24 hours. Anything above that, I don't believe it's, I think it's, it'll let you fill it in. Maybe it doesn't tell you not to, but it should be anything 24. Then you could say your take profit. Maybe you say, okay, once it hits 50%, I'll take profit. Stop loss, once it's gone down 10%, I'm out. You know, it's down 10%, I'm out. And then you can do a trailing trigger, basically a trailing take profit. And then you could also do a trailing stop loss. And then you'd say the cooldown would say I only want after, I want you to wait 90 seconds before you start another trade once one's done, just in case they're all stacking. Or maybe you say I only want 5 trades happening at the same time. Then you could set your slippage, priority fees. So if your transactions aren't hitting, then maybe you need to do your slippage. And so maybe I say, okay, that's not enough. Now let's switch this to, you know, a higher slippage and a higher tip. And now things get, maybe that's what you need in order to do it. And then once you're happy with your settings, you hit next. And once you're happy with it, you can review it here and hit publish agent. And when you do that, it's going to create something like this. And you're going to be able to do the same thing. Deposit, withdraw, private key, buy SOL. Eventually you'll have KAST there, and all your trades are going to show up right here. I have some that I've been working on here, but I don't like to show them all publicly right now for the ones that I'm doing right there. But yeah, it's again, it's in an early like beta stage right now, so know that. But soon, soon there will be a few new skills that are going to be tested, and then perps is coming later, a little bit later. And I believe there's one other skill that they were talking about adding in as well. So there's a whole, basically a suite of skills, and all you need to have access, again, is the 1,000 Gary, which right now is 0.63 Solana, and then have one of these draft towers. So those are, you know, 7 different ways to make passive income. I showed you. I do that. I'm doing them all the time. That's how I'm making money in DeFi, making passive income. Again, if you do like this stuff, go over to DeFiEarner.com and grab my 7 simple steps to turn crypto into daily passive income, because, you know, I do things. I actually do go and do like perps. I do these things all the time. Like right here, this 93. Like I'm looking at it right now because I'm seeing opportunities. But I do this, but it's like I don't want to depend on if I have time to sit in front of a chart. I want to be able to go hang out with my friends or do whatever. and not worry about if I'm going to have enough, you know, like, oh man, I lost today, I can't pay my rent. I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. I'd rather have enough money working for me passively over time, and then I have a side bag, and this is what I'm doing. Like, I have a side bag that I'm using in order to, that I, like, this is an example right here. This is one of my side bags, actually. I take this, I'm not living off this, but I take some, I'll take it, I'll put it to a little bit more, maybe perps or something like that, put it to work. But I have things that are a little bit more conservative, like loans. These are just sitting here. The worst possible thing that could happen with this one. Am I in the wrong wallet? Yeah, I'm in the wrong wallet. The worst possible thing that could happen with this particular one. Let's see. The worst possible thing that could happen with this one is that they default on my NFT, like on my loan, and I can just go here and I can sell the NFT, get my money back, and then go do another loan. Now I've actually made more money. So all of these ways are different ways that I personally am using. There's actually a few that I didn't even list here because, you know, I like stacking so many different income streams, and like I keep on expanding it, and that's all you got to do. Just start doing it, and you're going to end up actually getting that income. So again, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you. Let me actually just take a look at these trading view charts again. Look at that. Solana is recovered after that big dip, but thanks again for hanging out with me. Again, go to DeFiEarner.com. If you want to get started with your KAST card, which I love my KAST card, go to MyDeFiCard.com. It's right there up on the top of the screen, or like top. Yep. And yeah, thanks again, everybody. Keep creating, keep earning passive income with DeFi, and I will see you in the next video.